Hello again, long time no see. So, I have finished. It took me 8 hours, but I managed to finish this. So, it's a finished game. Here's the rulebook. It was written a bit hastily. I'm not really satisfied with it, but that's it. That is what it is. And now I'm gonna just do a quick update. And since some people are gonna probably have questions because the rule book is really awful, I'm just gonna show you some situation in the game, so it's gonna be easier for you to understand. I removed some rules like those rolling doubles doesn't mean nothing right now, but the setup stays as the same. You take both of these cards, red and blue, you shuffle them. I didn't add any rules for how it's called if you have like all of the same bit, because eventually these will be randomized by the tokens, so that could be good for you. But I played some games and there wasn't, I mean, there are some cases when you get like all the same cards, but I think I did add it in the rules that you can shuffle one of them, so you change the colors. But anyway, setup is simple. Shuffle this, 3 cards in a grid, 3 with 2. Basically imagine this like little city blocks, and so these are city blocks here. There are streets in between them, and in the streets you're gonna put your police force. All right, so first you flip all of these, top card of each deck, and just before you're gonna roll to see their violence. By the way, these dice are not called violence. This is the strength, so it's defined. Before you roll for the violence of each of the card, you can set your forces. Now thinking you probably want to set them in between the opposite forces, so something like this would be good. You put only 3 of these police forces. The fourth is set aside, might come into play later on. Then you take the dice and you roll for each of these block. You can like spread them like this and just roll each of them. And place them into placeholders. This is the violence levels of these rioting groups. Lastly, you take off these tokens, you shuffle them, and you place them in the row. This. I suggest you split them 5 by 5 so you know when you pass into the second part of the game. And then you decide which one scenario you want to play. So for instance, there is a scenario like total crowd control where there is an easy, medium and hard game. I already explained this. The only change is the easy game. You can have, if you have 9 or less casualties, you're fine, you win. Medium game, if you have 6 or less casualties, you're good, you win. And in hard game, no casualties at all. Everybody must be safe and sound. Protect the blue. This is a scenario which you have to play all 10 rounds. And the end of the 10th round, you're gonna check how many blue and how many red casualties you have. If you have less blue than red casualties, you're good. You protected the blue. Same thing for the protect the red, but different color. So let's say I'm playing the medium scenario of total crowd control. So it works a bit different. So I can have like 6 or less casualties and I'm fine, but at the end of each round I'm gonna check did I lost the game. So I'm gonna check the number of casualties. If yes, the game ends immediately. So in total crowd control, the game can actually last less than 10 rounds. Alright, so this is everything set up, and then each round goes through these phases here. Let me show you. So we flip the round token, execute the special effect, then we roll 1 or 2 red dice depending on which phase we are on the round. So in the first 5 rounds we only roll 1 die, after that we roll both red dice. Then we use movement points to move police forces, and after that writer cards are gonna move and clash if possible. And they move only one space adjacent toward the nearest target. You'll see how that works. I'm gonna explain on the example. So let's just do one round and let's see. Okay, so right from the start, this is the token, which means I'm gonna police retreats. When you flip this token, you have to take one of your police forces and discard it. Now I still don't know which one to activate, but looking here, well, I just don't know, but I'm gonna discard this one. I just have to discard one. So you do the effect first, then you roll dice. I'm gonna roll only one. We are in the first 5 rounds. And then depending on this die, you can activate everybody with violence of 6. So we actually have 2 rioting groups of these reds that's going to be activated, and they're going to search for the target and try to attack them, and this is how it goes. So the red going to try to attack the closest adjacent targets. Right now they have 2 of them. They have these guys and these guys. This is not close, this is too far away because they only move horizontally and vertically adjacent. So they want to attack. They look at their strength against the strength of the enemy group. And they want to attack either the equal strength or the lower. So in this case, this is not their target. It's a 4, so they will not go for that guy. For those guys, they're gonna go against these guys. Okay. Now the order in which they're gonna activate is important, and they actually activate from highest to lowest. So in this case, these guys and these guys have about 6, and this is the highest and this is the lowest. If you have a tie, just add violence to their strength, and then again that's gonna break the tie. So in this case, we don't have a tie. This guy is gonna activate first. Let's call them the group A. They're gonna activate first, and the group B is gonna activate next. Now let's see their targets. Group A, the red A, well, these are the nearest they can attack. If they don't have any nearest targets, they will not attack, they will not activate, everything will be fine. They will just move toward the nearest target, so they will exchange places with the cards. They will do that, but right now they do have a target, and you check the strength. 5 is higher than the 3. They are not equal, so you don't have to break the tie with these dice. But if you try to break the ties and you can't, they are like completely even, then they're not gonna attack anything. But these have a targets, they want to move here, and they're gonna move first. The B group, as again, have this target, and they, as I said before, they are equal, and then we are checking their violence plus this, so 9 against 8. Yeah, they are still strongest by violence and strength, so yes, they're gonna move here, they're gonna attack these guys. And now, before we move them and execute, I have an option. I have 3 movement points I can spend on these groups. So let's see what I can do here. I already see that I will not be able to stop these. Why? I'll explain why. So let's say by some chance or luck, I managed to push the police here between these 2 guys. Remember that each of these police force is strength of 5. Okay, so strength of 5 against the violence and strength of this. So there is 11 here. There is no way the 5 police force will stop the 11. Okay, Same thing here. There is a 9 here, so there is no chance this police force will, or 5 will stop the 9. So what I can do, I might have something like this, but let's see. So I have a strength of 10 and at least stop these guys, but let's see if that's even possible. So as you can see, I have only 3 movement points. These guys are too far away, but there is a one chance that can actually help me. So if I want to move these, they move through the streets, so he can get a corner and move here, 1 and then 2. But then I have this guy that can only have 1, so they cannot run there. But there is one chance, and that is if I use this police force to move through this card. You can move through the card like this, or maybe if I'm here, well, I can move all the way here, but then I would have been problem later on because I have to return. And you'll see why you want to move through the crowd. If I use a police to move to the crowd, I can reroll these dice, which can affect will these guys actually attack anyone, because if they are equal and this gets a smaller number, smaller than their violence and combined, then they not might actually attack. So that's my one chance, because I can't stop these guys for sure. I can't do nothing here, but maybe I can stop these and maybe prevent some casualties at least there. So what I'm gonna do, oh, but here's a problem though. That's gonna cost me 2 movement points to move through the crowd. So I will have only 1 movement points left. So this is a big risk, but there is no other thing I can do right now. This is a really bad situation. So I'm gonna do the best, because these guys will not be able to get all the way to here, because as you know, that's a 3 and a 6 right now. That's a 9 against 5. So I need 2 police forces here, like 2 of these little sticks to stop them. So what I'm hoping that this reroll will actually sway the crowd. It's gonna be lower and they're gonna lose the target and they're not gonna even attack. So let's do that. I'm gonna spend 2 of my movement points, move these officers here, and then we're gonna reroll this, and let's go for the really low number. Come on. Okay, that's actually good. So now when we retarget this again, they are equal, they wanna fight, but if they're equal, you have to break the ties with the violence. So now this is a 6 and this is an 8. This is a crowd bigger than this crowd, so they will not attack. So just by moving through the crowd and maybe dispersing some of them, I managed to stop the clash here. I cannot do nothing here because I have only 1 movement. I mean, I have to use that 1 movement because, as you know, you have to use also. I can move either here, or I can move down, I can move here. But to be honest, the only thing that's now logical is to move here. And that's all I can do. Now we're gonna execute. So these guys will not attack. They just lost their strength and they will not move at all. They will not attack no one. But these guys will. And this is what happens. They push into their territory. And now I have 3 casualties. 3 blue casualties. I'm gonna set them aside. And we keep this as it is. And that's it. That's all that happened this round. Bam. They stay 6. They don't change anything. They just move from here to here, kick some people, and there are 3 casualties in that fight. And that's the end of the round. Okay, let's go to the next round so you can see some other cases. So before we go to the next round, this have to be reshuffled. What you do is you take the top card of this deck, flip it, and you roll these dice. Oh, another 6 here. So now you have another red crowd with really violent and big number. And I have only 2 police forces. We flip this. Okay, no effects. I can move 2. Now let's roll a die and see which crowd is gonna activate. Now, if you don't have any number, previously I play like if you don't have number reroll. No, you don't reroll. You actually could have a little pause because game is too hard. Otherwise, I tried, trust me. All right, so let's see. So number 2 will activate. So these guys here, let's call them the blue A. They want to fight. And let's see who they can they fight and will they actually fight. So if we look, that's a 4 and there is a 3. So lower strength, they want to attack these guys. And I don't have to use violence for breaking. That's just 4 against 3. That's going to happen. Okay. Now let's see what the strength of these guys are. 2 and a 4, that's a 6 against my poor only 5. So again, I will have to move through this crowd here. Okay. They want to attack like this. So I will have to move through this crowd here and to get here and have 2 police cordons to stop these guys. But and I have 2 movement points. I can do that. And maybe this will, well, doesn't really matter if this is gonna get lower or not. They still are not tied by the strength, so they still want to attack. All right, so this police force will move here, which means I have to reroll this. Okay, ooh, another 6. Okay, they becoming violent, really violent. All right, now let's execute. They want to pass. They have a 4 plus 2, that's a 6, but I have a strength of 10 here, 5 and a 5. They try to pass, they don't. I stop them. So perfect. I survived the second round. And don't forget, I'm playing the medium game. 9 or less casualties is good. But I only have 2 police officers and they are now fixed here. And there are lots of... Well, I guess the most of the clashes that can happen are here. So I'm at least I'm close there to react. Okay, let's go to the next round. We flip this. Alright, so this is a big scuffle effect. We're gonna shuffle all the decks again, put them again. Even if you don't have enough cards, you're just gonna skip, but you always fill in from left to right and from top to bottom. Okay, so let's remove all dice. This will now is problematic because I kind of was controlling this situation. Now it's who knows what's gonna happen. As you can see, this game is interesting. So I'm gonna take all of these cards. I suppose it would be easier to play it on some kind of a board where you have a grid, but you can keep track where everything is as it is. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Don't forget, police doesn't move. 3. They stay in the street where they were. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and only 2 here. All right. And then we're gonna flip. Let's see, situations now has changed. Oh my god, so many blue. Okay, oh. Alright, situation really changed. Let's roll all these dice. So a 6, 2, 6, 3, 2, and a 6. Alright, and now let's see who's gonna be activated actually. A 1. Do we have a 1? We don't. Okay, so at least I have a little pause in between of the fightings, but I still have to move either 1 force twice or both of these at least once. So let's think about this. So the clashes can happen here, 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 and here. So I probably want some police force at least here. So I'm going to move this guy like this, then like this. So it's not going to help much, but now at least I have a guy that can move up and there, and guys that can move up and here. We'll see how that's going to work. All right, that was that. Let's go to the next round. There wasn't any clashes this time because no one was activated. All right. I'm gonna have 3 movement points. Let's see, will anyone be activated? Oh no, lots of 6s, and I was hoping that would not happen. So here, here, and here. Okay, let's see first the order of the activation. So as you can see, we have a two blue and red with the strength of 4. So let's try to break the ties. We can't, because that's a 10 and that's a 10, meaning we can't break a tie. So neither this one are actually going to activate. If you can't break a tie for the order, who's going to move first? No one moves. Okay, but we still have this 6 here. But as you can see, they are too far away. I mean, the only guys that can attack, it must be equal strength, so 3 against 3. They will not go 3 against 4. So they're not looking at these guys at close. They're looking at these guys. But now, the only way they can get there is either if they move here or here. So how do you move them? Well, you can decide in which order you want to move. Just remember, they're going to exchange places. So now I'm thinking, what would be the best for me? How do I want to move them? So what I'm thinking, maybe I want to move these 3 instead of 6, because if these guys activated, they're going to probably try to attack these guys. It's a 6 against 4. So if I move them here, there's an equal. I mean, it's not going to be good, but it's going to be better than having a 6 there. So they will move in this direction. They will exchange places. And again, no fighting, because they cannot move than 1 block at a time. Now I have to move my police officer 3 times. Thinking at this right now, let's do 1, 2, 3. This is all I'm gonna do. Just a little scuffle around, nothing much. Alright. I'm still fine, only 3 casualties so far. But we still have lots of rounds to go. Okay, next round. Again, no effects, just 3 movement points. Let's see who's gonna be activated. And number 5, do we have a 5? We don't have a 5, so it's quiet. No one wanna fight. But I still have to move my forces. I'm just gonna do 1. Actually, let me think. Do I wanna maybe move the police officer through the crowd somewhere, so I lower the dice somehow? That could also be useful. Alright, I'm gonna do actually this. Might be a mistake, but we will see. I will move for 1 here, and then for 2 I will move through this crowd. Try to lower these 6, lower their violence a bit. Okay, I have 4. Okay, we'll see how that's gonna work. Okay, we are still fine. But we are getting to the other part of the round. Another 5, so now we're gonna have 2 dice. Alright, let's see. Again, no effect. I have 2 movement points. Let's see who's gonna activate. Doubles, 2 and a 2. As I said, doubles mean nothing. That just means that these 2 will activate. Okay, let's see in which order. So this is bigger number, so the crowd A is gonna activate first, and then the crowd B is gonna activate. Alright, let's see who they wanna target. Well, obviously crowd A wanna target these guys, but as I said, they can only move horizontal or vertical, so I can move them here or here. I will probably move them here. And I don't know, we'll see. But let's see who these guys want to target. So this is a 3 against 4, they will not go there. 3 against 4, they will not go there. But this is a 3 against 3. And let's see who's breaking the tie. They actually have a 7 with the violence, and they have a 5 with the violence. So 5 is less than 7, which means they will not attack these. So these guys will stay where they are. So the only thing that will happen is these guys, I can move them here or here. So let's do that. Bam. And these guys will not move. They was thinking to attack these guys, but they are more violent than them, so they decided not to. All right. And now I have 2 movement. To be honest, I'm gonna do 1, 2. Let's put the police force between these 2 guys for now. Okay. But still, no clashes. I'm good. I'm actually feeling fine that this will maybe be a victory. All right. Okay, so this is a good effect. It is called police reinforcements when you see this yellow track. So I will get another police force and I could put it wherever I want. I'm actually going to put it here. Actually, let me see. Yeah, let put it there for now. Okay, and then 2 movement points, but let's see who's gonna want to activate. Okay, a 6 and a 3. So 6, 6, and a 3. So let's see the order. So they are all tied, as you can see, but this is a 10, this is a 10, and they are both tied, so they will not activate at all. A 10 and 10 here, perfect. But this guy will. So who he wants to attack, he's equal here, he's higher here, so yes, this guy want to attack these guys here. And let's see their total strength. A 3 violence and a 4 strength, that's a 7. And I only have a force of 5 here. But I do have 2 movement points. So what I'm gonna do, put these guys here. And I have another movement point. I'm just gonna do this. Maybe actually this. Alright. Now let's see what will happen. These 7 wanna attack these guys, but there are strength of 10 of my police officers, so I stop them. Nothing happens. Perfect. We survived another hour. All right, let's go. All right, so no effect. I can move through 3 times. Let's see who will activate. A 4 and a 3. Okay, so these guys and these guys. Okay, let's see who wants to go first. This, because they have a 4, they have a strength of 3. So I'm gonna put A and B. So yeah, they will both activate. Let's see the targets. So these guys again will attack these guys here. So we know that for sure. And these guys here, the only target that can activate is the only one that they activate is if they go down. So 3 against 3, they're equal. Now let's see, because they will not go 3 against 4 for sure. All right, so they are tied by the strength. Now let's see by the violence. That's a 7 against 5. So yes, they will go here. Now I do have a problem. Why? Well, let's see. This is a 7 against 10. So I will stop them. But this here is a 7 against 5. So I will not be able to stop one of these guys. So I have to choose what I want to do. I do have 3 movement points. Now, I can try to move through the crowd like this. That's going to cost me 2 movement points and then just swing around maybe here. What I'm trying to do, maybe get a lower number here. So that could help me, right? If I lower this, so the total is not higher than 5, I can actually maybe, oh well, here's a problem. I will not be able to stop them because I'm going to be here and then swinging here. But at least if I roll a 1, their strength will be lower than this strength, so they can decide not to attack at all. So I have to try to you know, I have to try to risk it. So I'm gonna use 2 movement points to move through the crowd, which will reroll these dice. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. And then I'm gonna swing here 1 movement. Okay, let's see what happens right now. So now these guys are completely even. So 5 against 5, so they will not attack each other. Remember, whenever you have a tie, either in the order or in the attack, they will not move nor attack. So they decided not to, and this guy is gonna try to move. That's a 7 against my 10, but my police force will still stop them. Perfect. So again, I managed to stop the both crowds for fighting. Alright, let's go to the next tower. Again, no effect. We have 2 movement points. Let's see who's gonna activate. A 5 and a 6. Well, we don't have a 5, but we have 2 6s. But here's the thing. The order, again, they are tied. 10, 4 and 4 tied. 10 and 10, they cannot decide about the order, who's gonna go first. No one's gonna move. Perfect for me. But I still have to use my movement points. So let's do 1 and 2. Let's keep it like this, and I can swing here if I have to later on. So I'm perfectly controlling this crowd for now. All right, last hour. Okay, again, we're gonna have a scuffle. This is an effect, and I will have only 1 movement points. This will mean that I need to again randomize all the stacks. And this is problematic because I don't know what's gonna happen. I might be out of the position here, and who knows what will be the dice values for each of the block of these rioters, and who knows what will happen. All right, let's see. 1 2 3 1 2 3 3 3 1 2. Okay, now let's reroll all of these dice. Oops, I shuffled that. Let's hope nothing's gonna. Oh yeah, totally forgot. Let's see. Oh, okay. I would. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. Now let's see who will activate. A 6 and a 1. We have a 6 here, and we don't have a 1, so they will be the only one that's going to activate. All right, so the order is simple. Only they will activate. Now let's see the targets. They have a 4 here, but they have a 3 here. All right, so they have actually 2 targets. Good example to show you right now. So again, when you have something like this, just add the value of their violence and then just see who would their target still be. So here it's it's 11 against 9, okay, but here is 11 against 6, so they will go to the lower number. It's 11 against 6, so these guys want to attack here. Now here's my problem though. I only have 1 movement point. The only thing I can do is to swing these police forces like this, and that's gonna be 10 strength, but this is 11, so I will not be able to stop them, and I just can't do nothing about it. Unless there is another option. Oh no, there is no other option. If I have a 2 movement, I could move through the crowd with this police force and maybe get lucky, but no, this is the only thing I can do. So they will pass through these 2 cordons as they will attack these guys. That's 3 more blue casualties. That's the end of this game. So I was playing the medium game. If I had a 6 or less casualties, I'm fine. I actually had a 6. Exactly 6 casualties. So I managed to win. But it was a bit risky and problematic in the end. So that's the game. That's the whole game. That's how it works. With this playthrough and the rulebook, I hope everything is clear. And that's all. I finish my game. I finish everything for the contest, and we'll see how I'm gonna do on it. In any case, thanks for watching and see you next time. Goodbye.